Welcome YouTube to another Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies storyline. Today we are going to be covering 5, aka the Pentagon. Now, before I forget, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe this video. Lets me know that you guys are enjoying the series. And without further ado, let's go ahead and head straight into this. Now, before we talk about this map, I would like to point out the fact that this map isn't that important in the zombie storyline, but it is important enough to talk about. It's more of a filler map. It gives us a lot of information, but doesn't really change the story in any way, shape, or form. Now, what I mean by this is that there's a lot of information that we're going to get from this map that has zero effect on the rest of the Call of Duty storyline. Now, these are 4 new characters. Now, what is going on is the Americans have taken German discoveries and they're working on them here in the Pentagon. Now, JFK, who is the president right there holding the China Lake, he is making deals with the dictator of another country, and they are trying to figure out how they can both use these weapons to their advantage and both get along more. And the other 2 people work in the Pentagon with JFK. One is kind of like his bodyguard and the other one is a treasurer, but that's not really important. That's just who our characters are. So anyway, what is going on is the Americans have taken German discoveries, aka the teleporter right there behind the box. You kind of see it glowing right there. See it? Yeah, they have taken the German teleporter and they have completely redone it to their own thing. The only problem is that it doesn't work as good as the German teleporter because it doesn't have like a mainframe. It doesn't have anywhere specific that it goes to, and we'll get into why that is in a second. But some other things that they were taking from the Germans include the ray gun and the thunder gun. Now, what they've been doing with these down here in the bowels of the Pentagon, in the war room, and in the labs is they have been taking apart these weapons, seeing how they work, and using what they can find from these weapons to build their own weapons. So if you look through some of the barriers on this map, you can find like thunder guns and ray guns laying on tables that they've been working on. They have like bits and pieces scattered around them because they were in the middle of working on them and trying to figure out how they could recreate them. And they actually did end up making their own weapon. It's the Winter's Howl. Now, as you guys are going to see whenever we play 5 and whenever we play Verrucht on my channel, if I ever get the Winter's Howl, I hate this gun so much, and I'm going to tell you guys why right now. I didn't know this until I did some research on this, but the Winter's Howl is actually an incomplete weapon. Now, what was going on is they figured out how the ray gun was working and wanted to make their own that used ice. So what they did is they started making the Winter's Howl. Now, they were in the middle of working on it. It wasn't completely done. It didn't have like a nice sleek casing on it, and the damage wasn't fully operational. It wasn't intended to be used yet, but it could be used, but it wasn't supposed to be. It is an incomplete weapon. What happened was in the middle of working on the Winter's Howl, the Pentagon got overrun by zombies, and so they were no longer able to finish it, and that is why that gun is absolute trash. I'm sorry, I have my own opinions. Anyway, so the Winter's Howl is just terrible. I'm so sorry. But anyway, so yeah, that is also why the teleporters are not synced to anything. It's because they just weren't able to finish it before the zombie outbreak hit the Pentagon. So they were in the middle of working on all this stuff when all of a sudden they just couldn't because there was a lack of people. The base was overrun with things that they didn't have enough people to combat because they were all dying in the midst of it. So they just couldn't do it. And then on top of this, the new security system that they had wasn't fully operational either. Up in the spawn room, which is the conference room, there is 2 traps on either side that were supposed to be the new security system. It had a red lever, and whenever you would pull it, electricity would come down, but it wasn't fully done yet either. So guys, that's pretty much all there is to this map. I mean, it's basically just the Pentagon. There's not a whole lot to it. I mean, you know, American war stuff. I mean, there is one more thing. There's the crazy doctor that is chasing us right now, but we honestly don't really know a whole lot about him. We don't have a lot of information. I kind of went over this in my last video about how we kind of have missing puzzle pieces, and we just kind of have to do some fillers. So the crazy doctor is one of the things that we just may never know about. I mean, you can speculate maybe he was one of the scientists that was working on the weapons, because he does take your weapons, and maybe he was working on it, got infused with some 115 or something, and ended up dying, but is still mad with working on weapons, because when he comes, he does take your weapons and runs off with them to we don't know where. But he does take your weapons and run away. So, I mean, that could be one theory. You can make your own theory. I mean, I just really don't know, guys. So, anyway, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Look out for the next video that I'm going to be putting up, which is going to be the Ascension storyline. And I will see you guys in the next one.